What we've taught our students is that amplifying others and speaking positively about their peers is a good thing. And what students are starting to realize is that when they put good things out into the universe, it comes back to them. They develop a positive reputation of being online and get followers that way by doing good.
You're listening to the smartsocial.com podcast. I'm your host, Josh Oakes. This is our District Talk segment where we interview district leaders to learn how they're keeping students safe on social media so those students can someday shine online. Now, let's get back to the interview.
Hello, my name is Rivera, and I serve as very proud superintendent in Marietta City Schools. We have 9,000 students across 12 schools, and our district is just about 30 minutes north of Atlanta.
Hello, I'm Thomas Taylor. I'm the superintendent of Stafford County Public Schools located in Stafford, Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C., near Quantico, Virginia. We serve 32,000 students at 35 school sites and 33 schools.
My name is David Miyashiro. I'm superintendent of the Cajon Valley Union School District in the eastern region of San Diego, serving 17,000 students across 28 schools.
First, how has the prevalence of technology in the classroom impacted student learning and engagement?
So technology in the classroom for our teachers really is about inviting technology in where it can complement instruction and candidly let it not be a distraction from teaching and learning. The reality is that kids, just like adults, sometimes keep their eyes and their hands and their minds off their cell phones. So if we can leverage it in a way that becomes a tool, then it's less of a distraction.
Well, overall, this has been a positive impact on public education and student learning because it has enhanced engagement. Our students see the relevance and connection of utilizing technological tools in the classroom as a means of increasing their classroom outputs as well as their efficiency in the classroom. And overall, that has definitely had an impact on engagement. Having started as a teacher in the 1990s and seeing that evolution to today, technology has changed a tremendous amount. But what has happened along the way is that engagement has gone up. So the net positive has been really significant, I think, in terms of student engagement. But I also see this other side where technology, because it hasn't had as sharp of a change in the last few years, that it's starting to get commoditized a little bit with one-to-one technology. With that happening, our technology tools are becoming just that. They're becoming learning tools, and the novelty is wearing off, and some of that is positive.
Technology has been a game changer. So since 2003, I've implemented one-to-one in my school environments, my district environments, and here in Cajon Valley. In 2013, we invested in student devices for all of our kids, including ubiquitous access to Wi-Fi. And I can tell you that without it, our students would be at a huge disadvantage. And so we're grateful to our community who supports digital learning and for our parents who have also trusted us with their kids.
How can school districts deal with social media issues that might originate on a social media app, but then create a very real problem on campus?
As far as social media on campus, we have to acknowledge that social media is actually a dynamic that exists even more so off campus. And for us in Marietta, one of our highest priorities is helping families understand what responsibility they have to their child, regardless of age, around technology, cell phone, and social media. Because let's be honest, we may make assumptions about what we understand as educators, but yet families oftentimes struggle to keep up with where their kids are and what they have access to.
I think for a lot of school leaders, there's a propensity to think that maybe they can't. And the reality is that they absolutely can. But I think it has to do with your outlook on specific issues. A lot of things originate outside of the classroom environment, and then they come to school, and we as school leaders and teachers and educators then have to deal with it. It's not any different than a community problem coming into school and showing its face in that way. But it's an opportunity for us to discuss, an opportunity for us to talk, an opportunity for us to lay the groundwork for the kind of behaviors and the kind of outcomes that we want to see. We certainly block some social media platforms on our campus, but overall, that's not necessarily the answer. Our answer tends to be one where we can point kids in the right direction to ethical use so that they can use social media for its designed intent and that they can exhibit positive behaviors for use over time.
I wish I could say that we didn't have to deal with social media and the negative effects of it. But the thing that we're doing is not trying to prevent or limit, but try to teach social responsibility. So in partnership with Common Sense Media and several other providers, teaching our students what behavior we want to see when they are online and teaching them how to engage in social media and in generative AI, which is a place that we know they're going to go anyways. So rather than try to pretend it's not there, we embrace it and help our students learn positive behaviors in those spaces.
Can you provide some examples of how your students may have used their social media in a positive or productive way that maybe has benefited themselves or their community?
We've wanted to model for our students the opportunity to use social media in a positive and productive ways. One dynamic is around how we invite students to feature ways in which they're volunteering in our community and making a difference. We talk about be somebody throughout the city of Marietta. It's a mantra that's been in place for generations. And we tell children, you can feature what you do to represent Marietta and how you choose to be somebody on social media, representing both yourself, your family, your school, and the entire city.
Oh my gosh, yes. I think we're replete with great examples of kids really being creative and utilizing their skills that they've developed that are going to serve them well in life after high school. But it's really that creative component that really social media helps our kids shine. I think when kids utilize a social media platform as an e-journal or an e-portfolio or a way to see one of their passions come to life. Maybe you have a kid who is really into oceanography or biology, and they create a photo essay of their experiences interacting with ocean life or wildlife in a park as a means of submitting their understanding of some of the educational standards that we're trying to convey. That's really rewarding. It's really rich. It's going to serve them well in life after high school. And they've got this really positive tool in which to convey some really powerful learning lessons.
What we've taught our students is that amplifying others and speaking positively about their peers is a good thing. And what students are starting to realize is that when they put good things out into the universe, it comes back to them. They develop a positive reputation of being online and get followers that way by doing good.
In the age of one-to-one, how are you and your district preparing students for positive technology use both in the classroom and at home?
In the age of one-to-one, our first priority is simply to make sure that every student in our community has access to a device and to the greatest degree possible, when not at school, they have connectivity. And for us, it's once we do that, what kind of guardrails can we put in place through a school issued device and potentially through school issued and supported connectivity to make sure students are having more positive experiences as opposed to negative as they are on the internet and leveraging school and other types of things that they're doing.
I'm a big fan of mistakes. I think it's really important that our kids make mistakes and that they make them in an environment where they can feel supported and they can feel loved and they can feel lifted up. But more importantly, that they learn from those mistakes. So for us, it's far more important to teach our kids ethical use and how they might use these learning tools in a way that is positive, but also to make mistakes in a controlled environment that they can be supported. I'm a big
Mhm.
fan of Common Sense Media and other platforms that try to perpetuate some shared learning skills on how to grow in the digital space successfully. And so I'm very proud of the fact that half of my schools are Common Sense Media certified, that our elementary schools and all of our middle schools for sure are on that pathway to making sure that kids understand the pitfalls, but also know how this tool and tools like it can be put in a positive frame and that they can utilize this to actually advance their happiness and their life and their learning at the same time.
Our version of one-to-one in Cajon Valley means that every student gets a brand new device in kindergarten. When they turn it in, they get a new device in third grade. When they're done in middle school, they get a new device and they get a new device in high school. We give it to them because it's theirs. And so they treat it, they own it, they can put stickers on it, they can pluck the keys off of it. It's theirs, but not just the physical device, but all the things that happen when kids are online. So we teach them to own and be responsible of their own behavior and their own hardware.
Thanks for listening to our smartsocial.com podcast. I'm your host, Josh Oakes. This was our District Talk segment where we interview school district leaders to learn how they're keeping students safe on social media so those students can someday launch into their future by shining online. This episode was brought to you by our smartsocial.com VIP program. It's called the Very Informed Parent Program, which helps you engage your students with teen-led video lessons. Stay one step ahead with our premium parent newsletter and discover hidden features on trending apps on teens' phones and our 54 plus live parent and student-friendly events every single year. You can click on the link below to chat with one of our team members if you want a free pass to our VIP program to support your community with our smartsocial.com resources. And if you're a district leader who has a success story, we would love to feature you on a future episode. You can click the links below to reach out. Thanks so much for listening, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Have a great day.